something that journalists can relate to. We consider ourselves as storytellers. What I think you're telling me is you're basically a storyteller.
Yeah, yeah.
When it comes down to writing music, do ideas come to you, or you sit down and say, time for me to write? How does that work?
So who knows where songs come from? You just have to sit there, and I always feel like, Michael Jackson said one time, you have to let God in the room. I think that's exactly true. You have to sit there and relinquish all control. I think people think when you write and you create, you're the person in control and you're making all this happen as if you're, some kind of magician or something, but it's not really that. You sit there and you become an antenna and you just let things happen through you. And the more you let it happen, the more you relinquish control, I think the more beautiful it is. It becomes something that has almost nothing to do with you. And the songs, if people like the songs and they get played on the radio or sold at stores, and get played in bars around the world or whatever, they're not yours anymore. They have nothing to do with you anymore. If I hear a song of mine someplace, it's almost like I had nothing to do with it, and I love that feeling. That's great. There's one of my songs, Seven Nation Army, has become such a powerful thing for sports arenas around the world. Something you never would have thought would happen when we were writing it and recording it. And it always reminds me, there's this scene in the old movie Yankee Doodle Dandy, where George M. Cohan is walking down the street, and they're coming back from war. The soldiers come back from war to celebrate, and they're singing Over There, which was the theme song for World War I. And he's walking with him, and he's written the song, and the soldier turns to him and says, "Hey man, what's the matter? Don't you know this song?" And he doesn't say anything. It's really funny because that's how it feels when you hear your own music somewhere else. It's like you had nothing to do with it.
I've heard the Michael Jackson quote before. You said Michael Jackson said, when it comes to music, you have to let God in the room.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about how you grew up, but I know that you come from a religious family, and religion and spirituality was very big in your family and big for you when you were growing up. Do you still feel that? Do you still consider yourself pretty religious, pretty spiritual?